Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
And David Lauer.
Second to last episode.
Yeah, this is awesome. It was great. It's really narrowed down now, and it's, as we see this challenge, it counts for a lot.
What happens in this episode decides who's going to be in the finals. The final two guys, the final two girls. The mission is... I mean, it was what it was, but it was okay. It was fine. We'll get to it when we get there,
Okay.
Right?
Sounds like you're a little down on it.
A little bit. I mean, you're not at all? You didn't see anything wrong with it?
I thought it was good. It was a specific skill that you had to be good at. It was a water thing.
But they had to partner up.
Yeah.
Was that fair enough, though? Was it fair?
It seemed fair to me.
Yeah?
Like, other than maybe for Anissa.
Yeah. Other than Anissa, it wasn't fair? Why?
Yeah,
Because Brad?
Brad was like trying to quit and he was slowing down.
Yeah, because they could barely get over there. He knew how terrible it was working with Anissa, and they were like, holy shit, like they're going far. Oh my god, we're skipping ahead. But no, we'll wait for this later then.
Okay.
You're gonna, oh my god, I can't believe you said that. So we'll address that when we get there, young man.
Okay, you can put me in my place then.
Well, don't enjoy it. You make it weird if you like it.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to come back with a great comeback. I already know what it is.
You will forget it by the time we roll around to it.
Probably.
All right. Let's start off at the very beginning of the episode. And CT wants to team up with Jody.
Yeah.
And why not? It makes sense. He's like, we're by far the strongest team. It's us for the taking. No one can stop us. Would you be sold by CT? I mean, if you're Jody, who do you want to work with at this point?
CT's the alpha male. Like, he's the most physical, athletic dude out there. Like, he's got the size and the power. He's super strong. There's no one, like, on his level. It was always Evan the whole season. But Evan was the other guy. Then Evan tried to take him out. Obviously, he didn't because he got puzzled. And then CT, now that he got rid of Evan, he got rid of his biggest competition, it seems like.
Yeah. So Jody's like, Evan was an amazing athlete, and now CT takes him out, sits in his place. He's like, all right, so you and I, right? We're gonna win this. And she's like, of course. This is great for her. I mean, not only does Jody already have the physical prowess to have won 6 missions already, but now she has the most powerful athlete now saying, hey, I got rid of your fucking friends, your partner. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna take me with you, right? To the top? Are we gonna go, Jody? Are we gonna go? And Joey's like, yeah, sure. Jesus Christ, just please leave me alone. All right, I might have made up the last part, but basically CT's saying, let's form together.
But in a far less intimidating British Boston accent.
Yeah?
I accidentally jumped across the pond there.
Why don't you go back there then, if you like it so fucking much?
Well, you will.
You queer?
With my tea and my taxes.
Yeah. Fucking tea spiller.
You're the tea spiller. Oh, I'm from Britain.
Alright, let's get to the mission of the day. Paddle me. A swimming mission. You're going to be working with partners. It's announced by TJ. He's like, hey, guess what? We're going to have a guy and a girl duel night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone was like, holy fuck, what the fuck?
Double elimination this episode.
Yep. The guy and the girl who win this mission are going directly into the finals. The guy and the girl who get second place are going into the duel. However, they get to choose the duel. Not the card, but the actual, they don't just get like, oh, I'm going to pick this randomly. No, they're like, I want to do a sender. I want to do this,
Which is a cool advantage, because then you can look at your opponent and try and match up your skills.
Yeah, I suppose that makes up for the whole partnership near the end. But really, I mean, come on. What am I trying to do? Complain about the season? Like, this season's really good, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I was very justified in complaining about Battle of the Exes 2. And that way,
yeah,
it's sort of a plug. It's a plug. Hey, go check out the other season. And for those who only tuned in when we were making the duel, we made Battle of the Exes 2 before this.
Yeah, with the losers bracket.
Mm-hmm. All that bullshit. Alright, so let's go back to the mission. What they gotta do is a guy has to pick a girl, but then they're gonna combine forces. One's gonna be on a surfboard at the bottom of the dock in the water, while the partner is on the dock, jumps into the water. They both share the surfboard, and then they have to go out for quite a ways, and they have to swim around an island out there.
Mm-hmm.
On that island are 3 extra surfboards. That way they can all separate, and it's an all-out race. What's the prize, Dave, besides going into the final? Do you remember?
Some sweet stereo kicker box thing.
Yeah,
Is it called a kicker box?
Yeah, kicker audio system, something like that.
Whatever that means. I guess it's the subwoofer, right? Or is it speakers?
Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't say no to it. Like,
well, as long as the installation's included, then you're all good. If I gotta hook that shit up,
that's a good point. Oh my god.
They're just gonna give you that shit in the box with some instructions, and you're like, oh damn.
Let's go into teams. Okay, West Svetlana, CT, Jody. We knew that because CT's like, hey, we're together now. Didn't she have more of an alliance with Brad before this? I felt a little bit. CT was just DM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. Brad and Jody were always working together.
I think in the end, though, Jody made a logical decision. And then Brad is with Nisa. Oh, it sucks. Poor Brad.
It's drawing this short straw.
Let's start off. Okay, in first place, CT and Jody. I mean,
CT with Jody.
Yeah, CT.
Because apparently she wasn't trying all that hard, according to CT.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, I feel like Jody's just gonna make me work the entire time, all the way to the island.
so she can conserve herself.
From the video, can you see anything suggesting that?
It wasn't like glaring or anything, but just watching it, I was like, yeah, CT's really putting forth the muscle there. She would have done solid either way. She's like, well, I'm gonna let him take the reins here, and I'm just gonna rest. She knew she was in first. It was a smart thing to do.
They get to the island, that little bitty island, the halfway point, and then she's like, oh, it's going to be smooth sailing now. And CT's like, I'm fucking spent. What am I going to do? You know?
I don't have a car.
Yeah. I have this board here. Fucking water all over the fucking place. In my ear, my hair.
I'm going to take it right into the harbor.
Yeah. You can't stop me. I'm going to the harbor. Right behind them is Wes and Svetlana. Already, Wes was pretty confident. He's like, I'm the fastest guy swimmer here, and Svetlana, she's the fastest chick swimmer here. Once they get to the island, they separate, and Wes is pretty confident. He's like, I'm just going to keep my pace. Okay, so in third place, Brad and Nisa. They're pretty far behind, and Brad is saying, hey, I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm already going into the duel. What does it matter if I choose or not?
Yeah, he's like, look at how far they are. Like, there's no way we can beat them. I want to conserve energy because I'm going to the duel. And he's like, no, I'm not a quitter. I won't do it. Which is, again, I mean, hey, that's admirable, that line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can see Brad's point of view.
And what is that Nisa sucks?
No, man. They weren't doing well as a team, all right? Brad wasn't as harsh as saying, Anissa, you suck,
That's why we can't get second.
Yeah, and Brad's just saying, hey, like, realistically, I mean, I don't want to be worn up for the duel.
I think Anissa thought, no, I don't want to give this up because I might be able to get second, and then I can choose. And I think that something like that would mean a lot to her. If she can choose what the game would be if she's going into the duel.
All right, well, that's
because we would see later she's discussing it and she has her 2 cents on what she wants to do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, well, it's Anissa. 2 cents. Anissa 2 cents Ferreira, or whatever her last name is. So let's go forward past Brad and Anissa around the island, and now CT is swimming on his board, and he's like, I'm fucking spent. He just has to watch Wes just slowly but surely pass him by.
Like Wes, you just watch him on the board. He's so much smoother, and he also weighs a lot less, so the board is not going to be sinking as much, so it's going to be able to glide a lot faster.
Wes, he was like, I kind of want to say good luck in the duel tonight, but I keep my mouth shut and just keep paddling.
I was so disappointed. I thought right before he said it, I'm like, oh, he should say something. So I'm like, oh, he's passing him up. He's doing it. And I wanted him to say something. It was just, it would have been perfect opportunity. He knows he's going in. And even if he does come back, you're in the finals, so you're already enemies. It's not like you're pissing off a friend. Like, you should have talked some trash there.
Well, he'll make up for it later in the episode by talking some serious shit.
Yeah.
He'll eventually say something to CT, and it'll be spectacular.
Oh.
So, yeah, passes up CT. Jody wins. And, she comes in first. He's just like, not only did you win, but you beat the guys, too, and stuff like that. If I was Jody, I'd be like, fuck you, man. Just say I beat everyone. And you beat guys? Oh my god, thanks, asshole.
I didn't think of it that way at all. If you do think of it like in a, a very easily offended, politically correct person's mind, like, oh, you're saying I'm not good enough.
Well, the thing is, this challenge was in 2006, and I just want to assume that everything that was done then was completely like we were just so naive and we were barbaric and everything.
We didn't have Facebook where everyone could complain about everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just trying to do it justice somehow by putting in these little comments. I'm trying to bring in 2015 into 2006.
It's not like, very compatible.
It's like if you opened up a time capsule and then just dumped a bunch of new shit in there, shook it up. Jody wins. It's her 7th time. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, she's really been dominant.
It's like phenomenal. She's like Ronda Rousey almost, right?
Yeah, she's like Sarah Lee. Or what's her last name?
Who's that?
Sarah Rice.
Oh God. Whatever. Sarah. Nobody doesn't like Sarah Rice. But they should.
She's the best.
Yeah,
she's
whatever.
My favorite.
I think you're just throwing that in there for some sort of effect. But I'm not going to give it to you.
Comment on it in the comments below. Sarah is the greatest competitor of all time.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, so anyways, Jody wins her 7th win. Wes wins his 2nd time. Very good for him. Do you like this right now?
Yeah, they both deserve to be there. Out of everyone that's there. Like Jody for the female, she totally deserves to be there.
You don't think CT should be in this final right now?
No, I feel like he should be. That's what I was just about to say, is that Wes is going in, which I think he deserves to be there. But CT, obviously, I think deserves to be there a little bit more. To me, out of the 3, I feel like Brad is probably the weakest player at this point.
Yeah.
Like, Wes, I'm totally fine with him being in the final. But CT, obviously, is the person who needs to be in the final with him.
Fair enough, man. And CT is going to be finishing soon. He's in 2nd place. Brad is way the fuck out there.
Yeah.
So it's Jody and Wes. They're standing there. And Wes says, yeah, so we're in the finals. And do you want to get lunch while we wait for 2nd place to show up or whatever? And Jody's like, yeah, let's go. And they're like, okay, cool. They take off. It was awesome.
I loved it. This is Wes thinking, oh, what can I say that'll be funny?
Yeah, and then Jody completely played in. I mean, let's take a little break for Jody for a second. Let's talk about her in the season. Now that she's in the final, it's like, I kind of thought about it this way. I wonder if she had fun. You know what I mean? Now that she's in the final, she could look back. I'm like, did she have fun? She won a lot, but there was drama and, she didn't have to deal with the duel or anything. And I don't know. I'm really curious on how she enjoyed the season.
Yeah, there's no real moments that stick out where you're like, oh yeah, she was having fun, really enjoying it. She seemed like it was kind of just a job. She kind of approached the game that way, I feel like.
Yeah, and like when she won this, she was just like, yay, I did it. It wasn't like a primal scream of like, yes, I fucking accomplished it. Yeah. No, she was just like, hey, yes, awesome,
I think it's because she expects so much from herself. Like when she wins like that, it's just like, it's second nature for her. Like, she thought she was going to win, so when she did, she wasn't overly excited. She totally expected to.
It's just, Jody's really interesting in terms of how uninteresting she is to me. Where I'm just like, I haven't even thought of you, lady, and you keep winning. It's so weird. I haven't thought of you.
Yeah, she's not in any drama or any feuds or any romances. Yeah. It's just,
And it's unfair. It's unfair to her because, she's giving it her all. So far, she's definitely a nominee for MVP of the Battle of the Challenges Awards.
Yeah, she's Miss Steady Betty.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's all I got.
Boop, 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 boop. I mean, is that a Betty Boop joke? Like, what is that? Alright, so picking up where we left off, we're now into the elimination, right? The duel, where we're going to both see a guy duel and a girl duel. Never been done before. Alright, so first are the guys in Push Me, selected by CT himself. He's going against Brad. If you're paying attention to it, CT actually has Diem's jersey over his shoulder, which he takes off, hands to Anissa of all people, and then he enters the ring against Brad. So, he's carrying a little bit of Diem with him.
I guess he just went home last episode.
So yeah, he was carrying that into battle and shit. What he should have did was wrap it around his leg or like
around his bicep.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Or a wig. Wear a wig. What's at stake here? Not only are you going to win and get to the final, but you have a T-Mobile Sidekick 3 with a whole year's service. It's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, I don't feel like they really give a shit about the phone at this point. You're this far into the game. Getting into the final is why you're there.
The guys are getting set up for the push me thing. Brad is actually kind of locked in place. Already got his arms there. He's already got his body crouched down, his feet in place. He's saying, I'm as ready as I'll ever be for something like this. I'm going to give it everything I have. It's very earnest. It's very just like, hey, I could do as much as I can, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just a man, you know? Like, that's like, he's always just so logical, just very businessman, very white bread, Wonder Bread type of just like, well, I'll try my best, darn it. I'm not promising the world. Earnest.
Yeah, he's a realist, and he knows that going against CT and this is the last thing you want to do against CT because he's too damn big and strong.
CT, meanwhile, like, he's not gripping onto the log at all or in place. He's just kind of looking at it. He's just like, this is my whole focus. You know, I picked him because he's a bone rank. Look at him. He's got no legs, you know. He's a pushover.
He's got the little chicken legs, those ankles.
Yeah. He's got no legs, so I picked push me. I got more stamina. I'm bigger. I'm stronger. Matter of time before he quits. And it's great. Again, he's just kind of looking at this pull while Brad has already been in place probably for 3 solid minutes. Just like, let's go for it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Brad was wasting all his energy right there. As I'm watching it. Like, I don't think TJ's ready to say go yet.
So now TJ finally says go, and CT just tackles the pole.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, he was playing football, and they just snapped the football. Hike, boom, just go.
Yeah, and right when he does it, he's like screaming like this war cry, this terrifying like, hit it! Brad is getting pushed back like nothing. He's trying to hold back. He's scraping along the ground. It's fucking crazy. A grown man getting pushed back like nothing by this other grown man, this frightening man.
This is David versus Goliath. You know, you got Goliath pushing that thing.
It's crazy as shit. CT, it's so awesome. He's like, you know, you're fucking done. It's over. And Brad is gripping. He's at 3 o'clock. Remember that little joke? Well, I'm bringing it back. Brad's like, so CT's screaming at me. He's like, oh, you're burnt. You're done. And I'm just sitting there getting pissed. Underline the word pissed. I've said what happens when you piss Brad off. So he starts shaking the pipe violently. He's using his entire body to shake the thing while CT holds it with one arm while trying to get the flag with the other one.
Yeah, and Brad said that was all he could do at that point because he's so far away. He's like, I'm just going to shake the shit out of that pole.
Yeah, did we even say that they have to unhook a flag from a carabiner?
No, but I mean, we've seen Push Me before with Beth and Svetlana.
Yeah, I just don't want to assume that, you know, maybe this is someone's first episode. We don't know.
Oh, yes, perhaps. Go back and listen to the other ones, then come back.
So CT's trying to work the flag. Then Brad, he gets pissed, starts shaking it with all his might. And CT's like, oh, you're done. Get over it. And then you hear the ripping noise.
Yeah, you heard that weird production added in sound effect where it was like, when I heard it, I was like, okay, I knew that wasn't a real sound effect.
It helped.
Yeah, but it definitely added to it because it's like, oh. Because he pulls on the corner of it. And then he immediately realized what happened, so he reaches back down.
He does.
To grab that carabiner, and he grabs that.
The crowd's like, oh, he ripped it. He comes back up, and he's holding the flag.
I got it. I got it.
It's like, no, I got it. At that moment in time, like, CT, I don't know if you're going to get away with it. I don't know if really anyone's going to buy it. He's going to TJ. He's like, I got it. And TJ, all he does, he holds up his hand. He's like, dude, you had it. He feels so sorry for CT. And CT's like, see, I got it. I had it. As soon as he hears that TJ feels sorry for him, CT knows that it's the truth, that he really is out of it. But that's not going to stop him, man. He's going to continue to go like, I know I had it. See, I had it.
And before we get into his tirade, like, we saw this with Beth and Svetlana.
Yeah.
Svetlana was very small. Then Beth, she was a lot bigger, stronger. She pushed all the way there. And then TJ says it right in the rules. You have to unclip the carabiner from the flag. She tore the flag off. It looks like, to me, there's the flag, then there's the carabiner, and then there's a wire, like a wire ring, hooking those two together, and they look very small.
Mm.
Very thin, at least.
Yeah.
where it just tears.
Like a keychain ring?
Well, like that, but even weaker. Just almost like a piece of like a paper clip, basically, like that thin, where it kind of breaks off.
Do you think it was designed to be a DQ magnet, a DQ machine?
I actually felt different about that. Like, I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was just a fucked up way that they designed the flag and the carabiner. Like, I thought they just did a poor production value. But now that you mention it, maybe it is something really designed to give an equalizer.
You brought up Beth versus Svetlana.
Coconuts.
And how that happened. Basically, Svetlana did the same thing that Brad did. She shook it while Beth was preoccupied with getting the technicalities done. But we also remember that Svetlana went in against Kina. But Kina, she just kind of fell and holding her foot. She's like, oh, I hurt my foot.
Yeah,
So Svetlana had no one defending the carabiner, took it right off, won the day.
I forgot about that.
So is it designed to just fuck your day up, just like the I can thing? I would want to do Ascender or pole wrestling. Never I can or this fucking thing. Push me.
Yeah, it seems a
They're
little
death traps.
But I think they're only death traps to dummies, like Beth and CT. I'm sorry. You have such an advantage. Just be careful with it. Like, you don't have to rush it and just grab it immediately. Like, even though he's shaking you, why not just keep pushing? Keep pushing till you're like at 2 o'clock and you got the pole behind you. Because nowhere in the rules does it say you have to be holding onto this pole while you take that flag off. Push it 2 feet past if you can. Then you could maybe hold it with one arm while you pick it up, or you just drop to the ground, let that log go over your head, and not give a shit, and just unclip it at your leisure before Brad swings it all the way around. I mean, there's just no excuse to me for them being just not aware or careless, I guess. Because, I mean, how much is that shaking of the pole affecting you? Obviously, it's affecting them some because it made them both, Beth and CT, screw up. But I feel like if you're careful enough, you should still be able to do it just because they're shaking it.
It's hard to ignore the high percentage rate of just DQing in this thing. I mean, 2 out of 3 times, you know.
But it's not a big enough sample size.
Well,
it's just maybe it's a skewed statistic.
Well, this is all we have.
Yeah.
This will never happen again, thank God.
Can't really do analytics on a sample size of 3.
All right, so CT is gone, but no one's told him that yet. He's still stomping around.
Oh, yeah. He knows he's done, but he's like, fuck it, I'm going to have one last freak out.
I mean, he probably just really did not consider how he was going to look on TV. He was damn near stomping on the ground, as Wes said, like a kid who didn't get a sucker on recess. He's like, you know, I'm the best. You can't stop me. That's the only way you're going to stop me. That's not a win. He fucking kicks the pole. He's like, I'm best in here, and all you know it.
And there's some truth to that. But it was CT who sent Evan home because Evan wanted to go in against him. So, I mean, that solidifies CT's spot as, hey, he took down Evan.
I don't know if I'd agree so far. I mean, I really think that...
So, if you beat the champion, then that makes you the new champion.
Yeah?
Yeah. It makes perfect sense in wrestling. Rollins pins Roman Reigns, and that means he's better than Brock Lesnar. It's a simple math.
Not that math. Not Vince McMahon math. No.
WrestleMania 31. Well, one thing I wanted to say about CT's meltdown was, like, if you're a fan of the challenge and you've watched a lot of seasons, CT does have meltdowns quite frequently. But in this season, I don't recall him ever having a meltdown. He seemed very mild-mannered and nice the whole time because he found Diem.
Yeah.
And Diem has been his rock this entire season, his emotional rock. And, like, he's been such a nice person, and his character this season is such a contrast from certain seasons, or at least certain points of certain seasons. And this last episode, Diem goes home. She's no longer there, so that just unleashes the monster that is inside of CT. Like, once she was gone, he was like, hey, the parents are gone, or, you know, the old lady ain't looking no more. I'm going to go fucking nuts.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go bang some whore. No, he wants to fuck up people's worlds right now. He's screaming and yelling. Like, he's turning on everyone. He turns to Brad, and he's like, you love being fair and square. You should just go home, bro, because I won it. Now, that was awesome because CT just cut to the core of Brad. But again, I also said that Brad was, above all else, a businessman, a cold-hearted, well, not cold-hearted, but a businessman. So there's no way Brad's gonna be like, oh, you're right, CT, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm going back to Chicago. He's not gonna do it.
I mean, he knows the rules. I mean, Beth still went home. She didn't throw a fit and then end up staying. Did she throw a fit?
I wish she ended up staying. They don't talk about that.
She's hiding under Nehemiah's bed. Even once Nehemiah went home, she was still there.
But it was great. So anyway, CT says that to Brad about being fair and square and shit. And he's like, you know what? I didn't make that call. This is Brad. He's like, I didn't make that call, and that's in the rules. Why are you yelling at me right now? I just really feel like he is the grown up in this fucking thing, you know?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the most mature people there.
That's why it took me aback a little bit that CT even yelled at Brad at all.
Brad is always a voice of reason a lot of the times.
And that's why Brad was like, that's in the rules. Why are you yelling at me right now? Yeah. He was like, I don't know. Well, he didn't say that, but like, you know, he does stop yelling at Brad. Let's just note that in the episode.
And then who does he turn his attention to?
That's whack. And then CT channels his anger to the actual producers. He's like, it's like you wanted him to win. Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of gets... But if that's true, CT, if you know about the high DQ rate, why pick it then? You could have tried pole wrestling with Brad. You could have tried Ascender with Brad.
But, I mean, pole wrestling seems like that would have been the one he would have chose.
But then I also thought that maybe... Okay, let's just assume that CT does have half a mind to know that what Brad really is. He is fair and square, but he is also a really good competitor physically. So, say he goes in there against Brad in pole wrestling for 20 minutes, like Derek and Wes, and he wrecks himself up for the final. CT could take out Brad, but he's like fucking wrecked.
See, I don't feel like that would have happened. I feel like CT is so much bigger, size-wise.
So, I don't know. I mean, he still chose this one. I feel CT's frustrations at the same time. He knows in his heart of hearts that he is off this thing. He knows he's done, but he still wants to wear everyone down with some truth. Yeah. Where he's like, I was the best, and I'm going to be DQ'd. That was the only way. You know, he really is. I think that he's trying to get his point out as much as possible, but he's just so fucking jacked up while doing it, while everyone's like, oh, this is the raving of a madman. He's going to try and kill us. No one's really paying attention to what he's trying to say.
And I think there's definitely some editing in that. And I'm sure CT went off on the production team. He had to have been bitching to TJ and then the producers behind the cameras that you don't see. He had to have been laying into them, and they edited that out.
Yeah, it's great that you mentioned that, because TJ's in there in the duel with them while this whole thing is going on. And TJ's kind of like leaning on the rail now at this point, because CT's been stomping around for like how long now. And he's going up to TJ. He's like, you know, that's weak win, man. You know that's weak. And TJ's like, I told you to go for the carabiner only. You went for it, but it didn't work out for you, bro. Yeah. Handle it.
Handle it. My favorite line.
I feel like that simmers down CT. We assume everything's going to go right because now TJ has CT and Brad lined up in time to do well, Brad, you won. Here's the phone or whatever. Yeah. But then Wes opens his mouth. So now some more hell is unleashed. I'm not exactly sure what Wes was saying in the background, but CT heard it instantly, was like, shut the fuck up. It's not even about you. What are you going to do? You're a little punk. Wes comes back with this. No, you are. Why don't you shut the fuck up? You know you're going home. Shut the fuck up. And CT goes like this. Tell your girlfriend you're going to put the ring on layaway. And Wes, he rips out of the hands of Svetlana or Nisa or something like that. They're trying to hold him back. And he's like, oh, you want to bring in the girlfriend? Why don't I fake date someone to get to the end of this fucker? And I was just like, oh shit. CT, what does he say? Mind your business. Mind your business. That's not a denial at all.
No, it wasn't.
No.
When that was said, when I first watched it, my reaction was, whoa, where did that come from? It was really out of left field to me. CT and DM, they're such a good couple. They seem so genuinely in love with each other, and they care for each other so much. And then, CT is such a great guy this season. Now then she's gone, and then all of a sudden he's being a complete crazy person and just blowing up. Obviously he lost, definitely had a reason to be upset.
Yeah.
But we hadn't seen the side of him. And then Wes is saying fake dating. In my head as I'm first watching it, I was like, it never even crossed my mind that CT would do something like that. I never saw that part of him. But as I've watched this season and then watched subsequent seasons afterwards, I started to realize, holy shit, I think Wes was completely right, and I think CT just found a cute girl that he enjoyed being around, and was just like, hey, this is just for the challenge. Once this is over, I don't give a shit.
I mean, you can't deny that Diem had a lot of connections in the house. We said before that Diem was kind of the spoiled princess of the challenge.
Yeah.
It was mostly because her alliances. All these guys loved Diem. Brad did, Evan did, CT did. Everyone does, and everyone
Yeah.
did. So you could be like, oh, well, CT, who's usually this kind of an asshole. Remember, you haven't even seen his first two. This is his third. You haven't seen Inferno 1 or Inferno 2.
Oh, yeah.
And trust me, he's not the same guy at all. Like, he never showed any part of him that was sensitive, really, at all, until this season.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's why it was so weird. Like, I experienced the duel before the other ones as well, so I assumed the same thing, you know? I was like, oh, he's just being a good guy or whatever, or he is or something. But then you watch those other ones. So it kind of makes sense that even if Wes isn't saying directly, this is a showmance, he's saying, I bet you did this just for the politics, for the vote and shit. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But CT, all he says is, mind your business.
Could this have been like the greatest political alignment?
Since Clinton and
Monica Lewinsky? Monica got free Cuban cigars, you know? There was a tariff on those or something. Or they were, I don't even, no, not a tariff. But you couldn't get Cubans at the time. So that's what, you know,
yeah,
that's CT and Diem.
yeah,
Except for CT was Monica Lewinsky in this case. And Diem was Bill Clinton?
yeah.
What a terrible analogy.
And cigars to match. I'll give you a stain, CT.
I can't even. That was the oddest Bill Clinton I've ever heard.
Yeah, I haven't tried Bill Clinton ever. It's kind of a bit of Bane a little bit in there. Just kind of like, of course. Let's move on, though. Well, no, wait. Did we come to a decision on whether we think it was a showmance or was it real? I would honestly say,
It was real for Diem, obviously.
and in the end, I'll say that it was real for CT. Because remember when he was kind of not doing his missions, he wasn't paying attention because he was just wrapped up into her and them. And we were like,
true.
CT, you're going to get blindsided. So that's how I kind of say.
That's a great argument for that side of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could definitely tell in a lot of points. And that's why it was so shocking to me when Wes first said that. Fake date. I was like, no, what I've just watched, it didn't seem like he was fake dating. Now, every other season I've watched, it makes it seem that way, for sure. Based on, like, the other mean shit he would do to her in the future.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at this point, I think he really did care about her. He's a cowboy. He's not one of those guys who wants to settle down and be a farmer. He wants to roam on the horse. Diem was his infatuation, and he fell in love with her. But I don't think he's a guy who was ever just going to be like, oh, I'm only going to stick with her. He's just a constant player.
All right.
That's kind of his personality. And there's that dual side of his personality where there is a caring guy underneath.
Dual side.
Dum, dum, dum.
I was going to say. I could have let that go. I thought about it, and I still said it.
No, it was really good because I didn't even notice it. But he does have a split personality, not dual personality.
I'll say this. It's never really been decided. People still think that maybe it was a showmance. Some people think that it was real and maybe mutated into a showmance. Or maybe turned into a showmance but mutated into a real romance and then mutated back. We don't know.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to go with...
It's like just to cut you off, 'cause I got one more joke I want to get in here. But it's kind of like She's All That, where Freddie Prinze, you know, he's going to make Rachel Cook be the...
popular.
Yeah, she's going to be the prom queen.
Right? Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, doesn't that kind of make sense?
Yeah, fucking...
Where he's fake dating her, it's a showmance, but then he really falls in love.
Yeah, CT's like... he's like, listen, Brad, listen, Derek, I could turn any of these bitches into the most popular girl on this show. Never mind on this challenge, but the show. Fans are going to love this person. Yeah. And eventually going to forget why. They're just going to love her, which is true. which is true, right?
Yeah, and
I love
CT
DM.
did it all on his own. It had nothing to do with the cancer.
Let's stay away from the cancer a little bit. No, bring it up
Because
because
that has
so
a ton
anyways,
to do with why everyone loves it.
right.
You know,
So he's
CT
got his
didn't
arms,
make it.
and he's like, I'm gonna turn any of these girls into the #1 prom queen of the challenge, and they're like, yeah, right. And he's like, no, seriously, anyone, and they're like, Beth, and he's like, Beth, too easy, she's got a quick wit, and CT's like, okay, well, how about Anissa? And they're like, Anissa, no, man, she changes her looks, she could, she'll clean up or whatever. And I'm like, oh, what about the the Survivor? What do you mean?
The Survivor. Like Survivor, the TV show where you're lost on an island?
All right. Well, anyways, but little did we know, because this is your joke after all. Little did we know that DM was like, hey, Keena, Robin, I bet I could turn any of these assholes into the most adored prom kings of the challenges. And then it's like, what about CT? They're like, no, he's an asshole. No one loves him. And she's like, no, I'll fucking get him to fall in love with me. He'll turn fucking face, and people are gonna adore him. Even after he smashes Adam's face to bits, even after he punches Davis, even after he fucking manhandles Frank, people are still gonna love CT. They both did the she's all that to each other.
What I wanted to mention was how when they were going through the list of guys, CT and the other girls about who she's gonna make the prom king, they offered it. They're like, Derek can be your prom king. She's like, I already did that one season. We're past that. That was on Fresh Meat. That was a great little romance, and I really loved it. Like, Derek is a genuinely nice guy. He's not like CT where he's got that duality. So
Probably way more stable, more of a actual good person,
human
stable
being,
person. Yeah. CT to me is a wrestler that isn't wrestling. He's so larger than life.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it seem like he could be a wrestler, but he's not doing it. He's on this challenge. So now that we mentioned wrestling, and let's tie it back into the challenge. In a way, are these two cutting promos for Rivals 2? Wes is like, you're a scumbag, and CT's like, you're a scumbag. And they're both right, because CT, that's how he answers it. Because he didn't say, no, I'm not. He was like, you're a scumbag. Like,
but CT is way more of a scumbag, I think.
yeah, you think so?
Yeah, for what he's doing with, if he's with Diem, fake dating or not fake dating, like, I feel like CT knew that he really liked her, but he also knew that it was never going to last, and there was an advantage that went along with it. But he was kind of living both sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I can't really argue that at all. I mean,
basically, I'm not even picking a side. I'm sitting on the fence. I got a fucking fence post up my ass right now because I can't choose one side or the other. I want both worlds.
I feel that the whole, Wes saying, why don't I fake date this, that line is probably very important in terms of the challenges, because people still haven't really decided whether it was real or not, or if maybe it was once real and then it wasn't. But then, she passed away recently, and they were not together, but they were hanging out and shit. Like, he was there at her bedside and shit. Like,
that's because they were just at the challenge together. That's why he stuck around there, and it's not like they were seeing each other still and they were like boyfriend and girlfriend. He was just doing the nice, caring thing.
Okay.
Which is, and we've seen the later seasons, DT definitely matures a lot, and that hot-headed side finally ends up going away.
No, I mean, I heard some heartbreaking shit where, like he actually proposed to her.
Really?
Because, yeah. Because he's, like, when she was on the death bed, basically. They're like, before you die, what if we get married or whatever? She said no.
She still said no.
Yeah.
That's why we love Diem. She's like, hell no.
She's like, Rivals 2, puts up the deuce and just walks away.
Then she rolled over to the left to the camera there and did her confessional. Oh. CT is all trying to propose to me as I'm on my deathbed, as if I would say yes. Sorry, CT.
All right. Let's get back to the nitty gritty here. We got a little dark, I feel like.
I don't feel like we got dark.
Huh?
No. We can talk about death in a lighthearted manner because we're celebrating her life.
It's true.
Just a very genuinely nice person.
Yeah.
A questionable judgment in men just because she gives CT too many second chances, in my opinion. I feel like she should have just cut him off a long time ago.
Listen, some of the best women I've ever known have had terrible taste in men. So, all right. So finally, let's get back to it a little bit more. So this is the best part. One of the best telling parts. So Wes does the whole like you're a scumbag. He's like you're a scumbag. What are you crazy? Brad tries to intervene or something like that, and then CT says something immature like how long you guys been dating or whatever. Like what little homophobic joke while you're at it, CT? Like just throw it all out there, why don't you? But anyways, eventually CT's yelling at Wes. He's like, "What are you gonna do? I'll fucking kill you." I mean, that's blunt. There's no, like, misreading that. And Wes starts clapping. He's like, true form. True form. And he just starts walking away.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. And CT's like, shut the fuck up. I'll choke the shit out of you. Wes doesn't care. He walks away. And Nisa's standing there, like, because she was in between Wes and CT. And she's just like, I can't believe you said that. Like, her mouth is agape. She's staring into CT's eyes, trying to see a soul, but she can't. She's staring up at Michael Myers right now. As soon as he was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'll choke the shit out of you. Yeah, it's the violent part. That's what Wes was waiting for. He's like, there we go. I saw this fucking freak show hang out with this angel all season. So that's why he's like, this was a showman's. Because I know who you are, asshole. And yeah, true form. He starts
what seasons were they in prior to this?
Well, who, Wes and CT?
Yeah.
Nope, never.
Never?
But Wes, all he had to do was watch Inferno and the Inferno 2, Like, if I'm Wes, I'm watching other seasons before I go on. Yeah. So anyways, finally, it's over. It's starting to calm down. Brad goes up to CT. He's like, hey, man, I'm sorry it happened. Shakes his hand, and CT's like, yeah, sure you are. It's like, CT, just fucking leave it alone. Brad is uber cool. If you're not going to play it cool with him, like, you're going to come off as a fucking immature asshole, which you did. Brad's a good guy, I feel. He really is.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong on this show at all because he's too good of a guy, you know what I mean? So CT is like, hey, TJ, get me out of here before I explode. He ends up going like, no hard feelings, shakes TJ's hands, shakes Brad's hand, just walks off. He doesn't say goodbye to Svetlana, West, Anissa, Jody, any of them. Why would
goodbye to West.
Yeah. Okay, so he's walking off. West says, CT, you did not beat Brad. You beat yourself. Now stop acting like a baby. Take your middle seat on the way home and have a fun life without $150,000.
I love that line so much. It just made me love Wes even more. Like I'm already a fan of Wes, and then.
Oh my gosh, it was awful. So now CT's packing up and he's like, sucks that I gotta go out on a bull technicality, but this has been my favorite season, mostly because of DM. I feel like whatever I made with her is gonna last me a lot longer than 150K, which is probably
Allegedly.
true. He probably snored up the 150K in like a weekend in Vegas or some shit. I think DM definitely for sure lasted. I mean, they were involved in this year, 2015, so nearly 9 years.
But it was only because of the challenge.
Yeah, you think so?
Because if they both decided they weren't going to be on the show anymore, I don't feel like they ever would have hanging out. Because anytime they're off the show, they break up, and then the show starts up, they get a little thing going on, and then they keep in contact probably for a couple months, and then they don't talk anymore.
You're watching the Gauntlet 3 right now, currently.
Yes.
They're still together. So finally, TJ says to Brad, hey man, you won fair and square. I'm going to throw it back at him.
Yeah. I thought it was nice of TJ to say that it was fair and square.
It was. But he was talking to Brad like Brad was tearing up, although there wasn't any indication that Brad was crying. But yeah, he treated him like, hey, listen, sport, you won fair and square. Let me tell you something. T-Mobile sidekick, one free service. Don't let anyone tell you different. You deserved it, man. Spanks the ass.
Well, I mean, but I thought it was a nice thing of him to say it. Because, CT, in his tirade, he's trying to make it out to be an illegitimate win.
So now, we were just privy to that shitty elimination duel. I didn't like that one, and now we gotta do the other one for the last time as well. I can. Yeah. We're back to the pieces of wood. If you remember the last time we did this, it was Nehemiah and Big Easy. And remember, it was like 2 pounds or whatever. They only had like 180 logs. And they're like, are you going to do it? Yeah, sure. And it lifted like nothing. Remember that?
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid. So now we're here again.
Yeah, and you're basically like, okay, you can fill up that thing as much as you want. Like the logs were so light, so you kind of. I mean, I had that mentality when I'm looking and watching it for the first time.
However, the last time was recently with Diem versus
and
Anissa, and that was too heavy. Way
yeah.
heavier than
Yeah,
I
that was
thought.
the first time it was too heavy.
So it's gonna throw these guys off.
Yeah,
Sure, it's the
it's
wood,
definitely.
but is it bigger? I didn't really pay attention
Well, has
if
it been,
they were bigger.
you know, I think it could have been soaked in the ocean. They're right there.
Oh, yeah.
Get it all waterlogged. Every log is going to weigh a couple pounds more because all the water weight.
So they're going to go into this. We already established that it was Svetlana that actually got second place and chose this particular duel to go against Anissa. She gave Anissa the option, and Anissa wanted to do something else. Svetlana chose the opposite of that, pissed Anissa off. But Svetlana, I mean, I kind of want to go back there just a little bit. Remember, Svetlana's like, I feel like I'm going to be too tired for the other one. She was so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, she was trying to be considerate and stuff, you know? I mean...
I don't know. I view it from a different way. I mean, was it possible that she wanted to see what Anissa wanted to do, and then she was going to do the opposite, just to outsmart her? Like, oh, whatever you want. She's like, well, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do I can.
I think she said either Ascender or I can, and Anissa's like, I can blows. So right away, Svetlana's like, I want to do that. I'm going to be too sore for the other one. I feel like this was her being very smart, being very strategic. Yeah.
And, like, honestly, to me, this whole season, it's not until maybe, like, an episode or 2 episodes ago where I really started to appreciate Svetlana's mental acumen. She plays the game smartly. Because prior to that, I just looked at her as a hot chick. And I was like, yeah, Svetlana's hot.
It's fun.
Not much of an athlete, you know, but whatever. She's got some smarts to her.
Yeah. And she's Russian. I mean, everything about Mother Russia is sexy to me. Vodka, the broken economy, all of it. Like a fucking Chernobyl. Oh,
it's hot.
Stalin, yeah. Gets me hard whenever I hear the word Stalin.
Why does it hit you hard?
And I don't know why I sound like I was from Holland. Gets me hard whenever I hear the word Stalin.
Does it get hard when you're thinking like tyrannical leaders, or what about Hitler? What is it? Hitler doing anything for you? The mustache? Yeah.
That's a narrow mustache, right? I believe with Hitler.
Yeah, it's more precise.
Yeah.
Very narrow. You'll hit that spot real good.
I feel like I'm more of a Genghis Khan man myself. I love Mongolian beef.
Okay, Stalin gets you hard. What were you saying?
Stalin. No, I like stalling. Really.
Okay, well, we're gonna get back to the point before you get off on it.
All right. That's a pretty funny joke, Dave. We're gonna get back to the point before we get off. Let's get back to I Can. It's between the ladies, and Svetlana gets first pick. She says 5. Anissa says 8. I don't know how to make this interesting, really.
I was going to say, do you remember every number they said?
I wrote every number down. However, I don't know if I could...
analyze this shit. Let's analyze every number and stall.
Accountants might think this is hot by saying every number announced, but not me, really. Anissa says 22. Svetlana says, 30. They're already kind of trying to cut each other off rather early, which I feel like no one's gonna buy that.
That's kind of how Diem played it, where she would act like, "Oh gosh, I don't think I can do this."
Yeah, I mean, Anissa didn't fall for that shit last time. I'm really scared for Svetlana actually, because Anissa just played this and she won, you know, and the girl can lift.
And she's bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Look at those thighs on her. Look at those glutes. Look at those glutes, Vince.
This continues on for quite a bit. We get to 65. And Svetlana goes, I'm trying to see how far Anissa will go. But at the same time, I'm wondering, what if she just, like, calls it on me to lift it, right?
Yeah, she's just trying to push her as high as she can go and just pray you don't get called out.
So now you cut to Anissa, and she's saying, before all this, I told Svetlana that win or lose, I want to lift. You might as well went to Svetlana and say, hey, I'm going to lift no matter what. So say the highest number you want to say, and I'm going to lift it. Because win or lose, oh my God.
I mean, to me, when I first watched it, that's what I thought. I was just like, yeah, go high. I mean, because Anissa said she's going to lift. Just go high with it.
Just jump up.
Jump up big numbers and really be like, you said you were going to lift it. And Anissa can go back on her word. We've seen that with Diem.
So they're at 66 right now. 67, 71, 72, 73. Anissa says 73. And Spellana says 5 seconds, right? Alright, do it. 73, that's like a small number to me. So I was kind of scared going into
Yeah,
this.
I was thinking over 100 for sure. I was thinking more like 125.
Just to be safe.
Range.
Might as well
Yeah.
go for something, a good number like 100. So now Anissa gets strapped up. She goes into there. She grabs the cage by the handles. Tries to lift it. She makes a really bad, like, constipated face. She's like,
Yeah.
It's the opposite of, like, Diem's face of agony and trying to lift with all her might, breaking our hearts. Anissa's just like, just like grimacing.
I mean, they're very similar in like I'm taking a shit face.
One breaks your heart, one makes you think, hey, more fiber, bitch, right? Or what?
But like, good God, I do not want to see a girl in the bathroom. That is, one portion of their life that I am not interested in. I don't want to think of a girl shitting at any point.
Battle shits? You don't want to stick around for any of that?
No, I don't want you to fart around me. And if you do, I want you to have a dog so you can blame it on the dog, alright? And then I will live in this fantasy world where girls don't poop or fart.
And if you gotta do it, be silent about it. Yeah. Not silent and deadly, mind you.
No.
Silent.
Not under the covers. Go to the other room.
Excuse
You're
yourself.
like, I'm thirsty.
Make it seem natural. Otherwise, I'll know where you're going and what you're doing. Make up something. Have it pre-planned. Have a script, maybe.
Yeah. I don't want that lazy cough. Just
Yeah. No, I see right through that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That might have gotten through.
It's been done to death.
Yeah, 1940s audiences. They might have like, what happened? You coughed and I didn't hear. Now I smell something. That's weird.
Yeah.
But so finally, Anissa can't lift it. I want to feel sorry for her, but I can't.
I don't.
There wasn't, she was third place overall this mission. She's done pretty bad overall in the season. She's gotten our attention by confounding us with what she says. Or just like, what did you mean? We said she was a robot last episode, and I feel like we really nailed the nail on that.
Yeah, I've never been an Anissa fan. I've said it before. I always feel like when she's going against somebody that she can definitely beat them, but she always kind of is a bit of a letdown.
Either way, can we acknowledge that my girl Svetlana, she's going to the finals, man. It's going to be Svetlana versus Jody in the finals, Brad versus Wes in the finals. This is cool.
Yeah.
Before we do all this, let's just say really quick, Svetlana hugs Anissa and says, I thought you could have lifted, blah, blah, blah. And so TJ's going to give Svetlana the T-Mobile sidekick, whatever.
The year of service.
And then Svetlana gives it to Anissa. Isn't that cute?
And it was such a cute, friendly little moment between friends. Because they have been friends this entire season. They've been really close.
I barely mentioned TJ this season, but he takes his coat off, gives it to Anissa, so now Anissa has his coat and the T-Mobile sidekick or whatever, and Anissa's like, you know what, I know that Svetlana will be winning for the both of us. So, next episode is the final.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Dave, this might be your final as well in terms of podcasting. We don't know if you're going to be available for Bloodlines.
But the thing is just think about it this way. Think of all the greats. You have Brett Favre, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. They all retired and then unretired to come back to have another moment in the sun. So I may be retiring, but I'm sure I will unretire someday. Because, I'm right up there with...
Right.
Who are some other guys who have retired and unretired? Joe Montana did it, didn't he?
Well, I'm not.
I feel like he threatened retirement, at least.
He's like, listen to your retirement. Not today. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. But soon, and for the rest of your life. Retirement. To me, I feel like Wes is a good headliner for this final. He's got the personality. He's got the lines. Like, just this episode alone, he said a lot of good zingers. You know what I mean? And they weren't just zingers. They were just like, holy shit, think about this. Was CT and Diem a lie? Like, that's basically what he said, and it'll live on forever because people still don't agree or disagree. And then he also has been in the top 3 throughout the season, and then he gave us really good Duel. I felt really grisly and graphic and shit, you know.
And the crying afterwards.
And Brad has, yes, and Brad has been just like almost comic relief for me because he was
getting pissed off at all this drama that these women are doing around him.
Yeah, he just gets grumpy, and then you go home. That's what happened to CT this episode. Because you heard it from Brad himself. He was like, I'm just getting pissed. You don't piss Brad off, and CT's out of here. You know? So, Wes, if you want to win this final, if you want to win this fucking final, you're going to have to do it honest to God. Just don't say anything. Like, win fair and square. You know what I mean? Like, he'll have to feel like, no, you deserved it, man. Right?
Yeah.
If you want to beat Brad.
If you end up having to run by each other, don't push him down and make him mad. Don't ruffle the feathers. You know, don't knock him down because it'll piss him off.
No.
This is a very equal matchup, I feel like, between Brad and Wes.
Both them and the girls. If you think about it, Jody, she's really good at the missions. We're just like, holy shit, she's going to give us a great final. Svetlana, however, when push comes to shove, she gets some upsets in there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then with Wes and Brad, it's like Wes has been top 3 throughout this entire season, but Brad, on the other hand, well, don't underestimate him. He's such a black horse, I feel like. Is that the thing? What's a black horse mean?
I thought it was a dark horse.
Is it a dark horse?
Yeah.
Alright, well, whatever. It's Black Beauty. It's a dark horse. Same diff.
Yeah. Beautiful animal.
Black Beauty. One of the saddest fucking horse stories you'll ever watch or
was
read
it like
about.
Old Yeller? Did they shoot her? Him?
You know what? Had they shot Black Beauty, it would have saved him a lot of shit. Fuck, man. Shoot him in chapter...
They hit him with a car? What happened?
Chapter 4, something like that.
What happened to
Saves
Black
him
Beauty?
a lot of grief. A lot of good grief. Charlie Brown style, but worse.
Good grief.
This is the sort of shit that happened to this horse that would, like, if Snoopy experienced it, he'd cut his own fucking throat. On top of the doghouse.
As he was flying, Red Baron style.
If you like this video, share it. Subscribe. This is Vincent Cloud. Who are you?
Oh, I thought you were going to give me a lead-in. Do it over again. And I'm David Lauer. And now we are done stalling.
Stalin.
Call back. Heyo.